All right, we are now recording. Everybody, welcome. As I posted today in Synergy, Brianne is going to be speaking for a little while, and then, as usual, we'll do like a quick round robin and see, Brianne will direct from there. So, Brianne, why don't you take it away? I'm just going to let you do the talking.
Okay, so I'm Brianne. For those of you that don't know, I am an Emerald coach. I have a 14-year-old son and a 2.5-year-old little red-headed sassy ticking time mom this week. Beautiful little girl. And I am engaged to hopefully be married within the next year. So today I am talking about overcoming your fears and the inviting, how to invite. That's still a what's the word? It's still kind of iffy for me. I'm still trying to hit it. I'm pretty passionate about it. So trying to perfect it and overcoming. When I first start inviting, I have my list in front of me. I sit down with a paper. I'm super paper and pen. If only you knew all my papers and everything. Some people use what's called Team Z. I use paper and pen. And I actually have a little piece of paper that I don't have it right in front of me, but I pretty much kind of like a positive affirmation where I put it in front of me when I'm doing my invites, and it says, I am enough. And I kind of just say a little prayer first. I kind of, it's a whole ordeal. And then once I get going, it's kind of like the fear is over and I'm not scared of it anymore. So it's kind of just that initial, let's get going. And then I just try and be authentic. Like, hey, today I'm having a crappy day, but the more authentic that I am, the more I feel I can be relatable to people. So then I have 3 questions. They are, who are you? Hold on a second, sorry. Who are you? What do you offer? And who are you talking to? So when the first one, who are you? I am an Emerald coach. I am a mother, a daughter, a sister, those kind of things. What do I offer? I offer a service of being a coach for free. That is obviously not something we charge for, just the Beachbody products. So if Beachbody products were not there, I would still be doing this just because it's a passion of mine. So I offer a free service to help people that I consider my friends, whether that be my family member, friends, anybody that I'm just trying to help do reach their goal of becoming a better version of themselves, whether that be a mother, daughter, a better, I don't even know the right word, not an eater, nutritionist. And then, just helping them reach their goal. I'm just kind of here to bring out, I like to think of it as they have their own gifts, but sometimes they need that mirror in between me and I can be that mirror between me and them so that they can kind of bounce that off and see for themselves. And number 3, who are you talking to? So this would be, who is your niche market? So for me personally, it is single mothers or mothers. And it has changed in the past probably a month or 2 in towards some of the older crowd, which I don't know why that is. It just attracts to me. So then I'm just that you think of who are you talking to and who are you trying to reach out to. So then the next thing I would do is form them, which those of you that don't know, F is for family, O is for occupation, R is for recreation, and M is for message or the call to action. Excuse me. And so I'll give you an example. I had a friend that I knew that I knew he loved to dance. He would tell me how after work every Friday night he would go to dance, and he would go to this place for salsa specifically, and they would dance and give lessons, and then after that there would be a dance. And he was just so super excited about it. So I had already had that background of he liked to dance. Well, then I did this process of what I'm going to share with you. And once I did it with him, I knew I used what I call SIGN, which is I used his strengths, S for strengths, I for interests, G for goals, or N for needs. And so I knew his interests were dancing. So I was obviously going to ask him about dancing. Hey, I know you really like to dance, and that's right when Size came out, so I could have offered, which I did, and he ended up purchasing it a week later, but not for me. So anyway, and then objections are just fears. So basically, you're just going to calm their fears. And so the 5 questions, this is, I might probably just give this to Catherine to put in the document because it's kind of a lot to write out. But these are what I consider my bread and butter of inviting. The first question is, and I've given this to a couple people. I don't know if I've shared it with everyone, but it's what is your main health and fitness nutrition goal? So when I'm asking them what is their goal right off the bat. If they're looking to, lately I've had a couple people, they've wanted to get healthy so they could have a baby. Or I just had a friend who's hoping to get a challenge back this week. She's going to get married soon. So she wanted to be able to fit into a dress. So that kind of gives me an idea of what they're looking to do. Number 2, are you doing a current program and do you like it? Some people I've asked, I was talking to a girl yesterday about the performance line, and she was asking about some of the ingredients, to which I had to Google it, honestly, one of them. But she's doing a program herself. And yes, I would like for her to do our program, but I'm not going to tell her no because the program she had worked for her. So, I can get an idea of what she's doing currently. Number 3, what types of exercise do you like? Some people like yoga, some people like dancing, some people like cardio, some people like weights. Number 4, do you have any injuries or limitations? This obviously gives me an eye view into whether if somebody has a knee injury, I'm not going to have them do a program where they're constantly using their knees. Or I wouldn't have, if somebody had bad knees, I'm not going to give them a max 30 program. I've never done max 30. I've watched Catherine do it, and probably not a good idea. So you get the idea. It kind of gives you what type of fitness you're going to suggest for them. Number 5, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your nutrition and are you happy with it? So then I know where they can go, and most times out of those questions, then I can give them the type of fitness. And with Beachbody, I wrote this down. We have cardio, resistance training, kickboxing, dancing, yoga, and Pilates. So after asking those questions, I pretty much, if I haven't already known from forming them, now I'm also knowing what they like, what their goal is, and a specific program that they're interested in. So then after they've answered those questions, I will say, thanks for taking the time to answer these questions. I actually have a program specifically for you in mind that I really, really think you would benefit from. And if I sent you a quick video, would you be able to take a minute to watch it? To which then I could send them the trailer of the video that I have in mind for them. The other idea that I totally just lost. The other idea that I had was that when you start a group, when you invite people, before you start this whole challenge group, you're going to pick a date to start on, obviously, because I don't know, when are we going to start? Plus, I want to make sure that when they come to join my group, that we have their challenge pack a week before, so that I'm setting them up for success so that they have what is needed. I don't know if you guys do this, but this works for me. If I make an event and I pretty much just add anybody, because the worst case they say is, no, I'm not going. And they can hit going, not going, and I think maybe. And for those people this is a little trick that I was taught, that if you have, say I had 10 people coming to this event, once that event, say, I don't know, give it 5 days. After those 5 days, then you look inside the event and you've got, say, 10 people that you've invited, but they said they're going. I say, hey guys, I've noticed that 10 of you have said you're coming to my event. Are you ready for a little contest? Make it a little fun. Hey, for the first 3 people that go to their personal page, screaming outside, sorry. For the first 3 people that go to their personal page and they tag 3 friends and they tag me in the post saying how excited they are about getting ready to start this challenge will get a Starbucks card from me. Now, the secret to this is, and the first time I heard this, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't have money for that. You didn't tell them how much you were going to put on the Starbucks card. So it's not like you have to put $20, $50, any of that. You could make it 1 drink worth, which is $5. So then for 5 people, for $5 a gift card, that's $25, and you write it off as a business expense. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. I have yet to try it, but I don't know. It sounds like a great idea. I've heard that it works, and it's also to get your name out there. So why not, you know? So then getting back to, once you say thank you for answering, you know, thank you for taking the time to watch these videos, or thank you for taking the time to watch the video and answer the questions, and I have a specific program in mind for you, then you really have to keep up. Follow-up is super key. So I don't know, you can't really see now, but I have 3 pieces of binder paper, 3 lists. And I believe, Catherine, this is where Team Z can come in. I don't use it. I have 1 list of new prospects. I have 1 list of people in my current groups, free or otherwise. And I have a list of all my no's from last month, so that I can kind of keep up every month. So I don't know if, Catherine, can you maybe explain more? Does Team Z do something along those lines? Because I know you use that.
Yeah, you can form groups in Team Z. What you do is you can track everyone that you talk to. You can put what the conversations you've had. You can put in there things about them. You can rate them on a scale of, so that they come up more frequently on your list of people to connect with again. So they initially, when you load your Facebook friends onto Team ZY, they're all like 3, which is, it's 3 to 5. 5's most important, so they come up more frequently. Whereas like I put all coaches as a 1 because I don't need you guys to come up on my list to contact, because I already talk with you and they're not prospects if I'm working on prospects. And then my personally sponsored coaches are put in a separate category along with my clients already that have accounts. So yeah, exactly. It's just an online version. So we can talk later about that though.
Well, and then the other option too is there's always Google Docs. So you can always use Google Docs for your list. And Google Docs, once you make a list, it automatically saves. So every time you use it, it automatically saves.
And you can share Google Docs. That's another like side note is that's what I know Lindsay Matway has used, and that's where she saves a lot of her trainings and then posts them in files to our groups. So, you know, some people really like that too.
And it also helps too, I know if I'm on my phone, that I can pull up my work from, if I'm doing something at Starbucks and I had done something the night before at home on my laptop, I can still pull it up on my phone. So same idea. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about deadline messages. As the time gets closer to the start of your challenge group, you're going to use what we call deadline messages. So basically, once again, you're going to be specific to their needs. Excuse me. So I just wrote out a couple of scripts of what I have used in the past. I honestly only use the scripts just because, you know, they're all catered towards who I'm trying to help. Obviously, I can tweak the script itself towards the person, but so I just put something along the lines of, I hope you're having a beautiful day. Today is the absolute last day to join our next challenge, and I'm so excited to help you. I'm giving my 100% energy and commitment to this group, and I only have blank, so I would say like 5 spots available out of 15 available. So please let me know by the end of today if you want to keep your spot or if I should give it to someone else. And then I kind of wait for them to give me a response. And I can also say things like, do you have any other questions? Are there any hesitations that you have? You can also use a deadline message when it comes to coaches. I'm practicing that now. Saying something about, I just want to touch base with you to let you know I'm so excited that you're joining our squad. I can't wait to help you reach all your goals and make your dreams come true. The deadline to get started is this Friday. That way we can get you enrolled for the new coach before the new coach training starts, which is what I said to Miss Colette, and she did enroll. So then I just say that's where we teach you step-by-step trainings of how to grow a successful business. And then I just ask her, what email can I send the enrollment to? Which sometimes even now because it's towards the end of the quarter, I could say something along the lines of, you're going to want to sign up before January because that's when the new year rush happens, and I want to get you in onto our team before the mad rush for the new year. So.
And Brianne, if you don't mind me interjecting, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have a link for an application, or do you just send the link for creating a free account? I just was going to.
Oh, so what you're talking about, like when I get the deadline?
Like a coach application or a client application. I know a lot of people have like a series of questions, kind of like a Survey Monkey that they send out to someone. And I was just curious if you do that.
For the coaches, I do. For the challenge groups, I tried to, but it didn't pan out for me too well. I've not had the best luck with my laptops. Like I said, I don't have it. My friend is fixing it for me. But I use the Woofu forms because it's free. And then I also sometimes use the Tiny URL. Have you heard of that? So I use that. I don't use it every single time. I'll probably do it like every other, because that's not a strength of mine. But it does help. Like I said, there's one I used a Google Doc once too to do a coach application just because it was free. I tried it and I ended up losing all my, I had like 4 coach applications and I just lost it. I have the worst luck with computers, but that's an option too. Yeah.
Great.
So that's what I have for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we were going to kind of turn it around and ask a couple of questions from coaches. Did you want me to take that away, Brianne, or did you want to ask everybody for like our round robin about?
Yeah. So I was just going to ask what works for other people, because I know, that works for me, but other people might have other things when it comes to inviting that I might have not even thought of. So
well, I appreciate you sharing for the deadline message what you have said, because it's something that I haven't, I think the second or third sentence, I'll have to re-listen to the recording for what you said, but I like how you said that. And part of what I would add to that would be to reiterate their goals. Right. I want to help you, and then just say, I want to help you lose the 30 pounds that you guys had discussed, or I want to help you fit into that wedding dress, or, whatever that is. I want to help you lose the rest of that baby weight, so that way it reminds them of what they want, to help encourage them and say, I really do want to lose that weight. It builds trust with people, because then they know that you remembered what they had mentioned before. So you were listening to them and you care about what their needs and wants are. So other than that, I think that was fabulous. I'd like to reword some of my deadline response to people and make it a little more like yours. I would just add in, like writing in specifically what they would want or what they wanted, what they said one of their goals were. Well, then why don't we talk to a few of our seasoned coaches? Amanda, are you in a place where you can talk, or no? You are? Yeah. What has worked for you by way of inviting, and also like deadline messages, or what gets people, whether it's coaching or a challenge group? What have you found that works for you in here? Oh, you're unmuted. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. I was actually just looking. Oh my God. I don't know what happened. You just freaked yourself out. Cece, can you come get the dog? Sorry. He just totally like barked and ran to me. Okay. He's good. Sorry. I just was posting something also in the Gift Tribe group. Some of the invitation scripts that I've been able to kind of compile that I had on my computer. I think the biggest thing is really, like you guys are both saying, finding out as much as you can about somebody without making it so much of an interview, but just really having a friendly conversation with somebody and being genuine. So doing your homework beforehand, like Brianne said, she knew that her friend liked dancing, so she could lead with a conversation about dancing. If it's somebody, I think I shared this with you guys last week or the week before, that I've gotten messages from other coaches that want me to join challenge groups, and they have like this great, clearly scripted message. And scripts aren't always bad. I use scripts too, but it was the fact that I'm very clearly seasoned coach with Beachbody, and they did not do any homework. They didn't look at my page. They didn't find anything out about me before they like completely cold invited me. I'd never spoken with this person before. We were just connected because we clearly were connected because of Beachbody, but she didn't realize that. So she sent me this message and was like, hey, I see that you like fitness. So do I. I've been running these challenge groups for the past couple months. I was wondering if you'd be interested in joining me and, helping, I'd be happy to help you achieve your fitness goals, something like that. And I'm like, hi, I'm a Beachbody coach too. And had you looked at my page for half a second, you would have seen that. Like, it's not a secret that I'm a coach. And I think doing your homework and knowing ahead of time that this guy's into dancing, so you can talk about that. You don't have to, stalk them and be all creeper on their page, but go into the conversation having some, I don't want to say ammunition, but some fuel that you can start with. So I think being genuine is huge. I love scripts, but when you are clearly writing or cutting and pasting a script that is supposed to sound like a genuine conversation. Like, I cut and paste in my trainings all the time because I think some of that's really awesome information. It's really, it's great from the source, and you don't have to, reinvent the wheel. I think it's great that we can get trainings from higher up coaches, and I'm perfectly happy copying and pasting them to share them with you guys because these are their words and their words of wisdom. But if I'm inviting a friend or somebody who's shown interest in me and is following me and is asking me for help, and I'm like, hi, and you accidentally call them the wrong name because you've copied and pasted it from your last invitation, or which I've totally done before. I did that. Oh my God. If you've not done that, you're not sending enough invitations. And then you always just go back and you're like, oh my gosh, my bad. It's 2 a.m. Clearly I need to go to bed. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you the wrong name. But just really being genuine and being yourself and genuinely being interested in the person. If you're going for after the numbers, then you're going to sound like a robot. But if you're genuinely, like Brianne said, she would do this even if it weren't for Beachbody. She would be doing this because she likes helping people and it's where her heart is. If you lead with that, then you'll get a more genuine response from people too. So I definitely love the scripts. If you just tweak it enough to make it your own, that sounds like it's actually a conversation coming from you, because it should be. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just really connecting with them before and not being a robot.
I think that's the biggest mistake that new coaches make, because that's what happened to me. Is I found a script that I really liked from Anita Myron, something that actually, ironically, Pamela has shared. She has mentioned before something that she has said, and I went, haha, like I wrote down the same thing from the same training, and it was funny. But then I eventually was copying and pasting so much that I did that. I sent something to the wrong person, and I was so embarrassed. And then one time I did send something to a Beachbody coach, but I swear I did my homework and they have nothing on their page about it. And then I was embarrassed because it did say something about Beachbody in one of her posts from months ago, but I clearly didn't know her well enough. I had never had a conversation with her privately, regardless of what's on her Facebook page. Like, I had never just discussed something with her. Like, I followed up with someone who had mentioned having a coach before, but she commented, or she liked my post about the October, Lose a Pumpkin challenge. And I just told her, I said, if my memory serves, you work with someone, but I wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing. And she said, hey, I really appreciate that. I do have a coach. I also just had a baby 9 days ago, and she mentioned a medical issue that she had. And it was just nice. She said, thank you so much for checking in on me and asking how old my son is and what my issue was. I really appreciate you doing that. And it's just being nice, a nice, genuine person. And it didn't take up that much more of my time to say that to her and just to follow up, because maybe her coach left or something, and I'm just here to help. And so I did mention, because I wanted to bring it up, like, let's not ignore the fact that you mentioned to me before you had a coach. but I'm here to help if you need it. And I'll even add them to my ongoing free group if she really wanted it. If, you know, just because why not? It's no skin off my nose to add her to a free group that I'm doing something 5 or 7 days once a month, you know, so that way I can just add more value to her life. You know, you never know. So yeah, do your research, please. And it's totally like a new coach rookie mistake that I feel like you have to, like, it just has to happen to you in order for you to be like, I am so horrified by this. I'm never going to let this happen again, because I was so horrified, and I'm sure Amanda was too. And she was like, oh shoot, like, okay. And it's like, it's kind of humbling, because you're like, all right, like, I need to just, you know, I need to be in it 100% when I send someone a message, and when the time is right, invite. And that really does show it. Like, the time wasn't right with those people. Clearly we sent the wrong invite to the wrong person, and it was too copied and pasted, and, you know, too robotic. And that's not, you know, that's not real. So it helps keep it real and fresh when when that happens. Pam, how about you? Are you in a place where you can talk? I don't know if your husband's behind you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
He's asleep. He's fine.
Okay. What has worked for you then? And what do you say potentially for deadline messages? And if you can't talk for too long, that's totally fine.
Oh, no, it's okay. I did the cut and paste, and I accidentally left the blanks. I did it twice, and I said, no more of that. So
yeah, right.
I feel like we should have a call just on all the mistakes we've made.
Oh yeah, like a blooper reel. We should do a blooper
or just a call to call ourselves out for everything we've done wrong.
Yeah, right.
I liked what Brianne said about, you know, just talking to people. I watched a call the other day, and Danielle Natoni said, you have to think about who you want to invite to your birthday party. You know, the people that you're talking to, do you know them well enough to invite them to your birthday party? And I thought that was a really good analogy.
That's fabulous.
But I have one group going right now. It's 21 days countdown to quarter fours, and that's going really good. Really, it's just crazy good. But anyway, I'm going to do a pyramid free group for 5 days, and then I'm going to do a water drinking group for 5 days. And I think I'm going to run them both on the same week. And so I think there'll be a little bit of an overlap, because some people may want to do both. So hopefully maybe I might get some challengers out of that.
So what do you say in the group? So like when you do a free group, Pam, because I know you do them frequently. What do you say in the free group to kind of transition people hopefully into a challenge group?
I just talk about how they have, you know, I go in and I post, well, prior to starting the group, when I do the invite and create the event first, I post a lot on the event page before the event starts. So there's a little bit, I try to post, you know, several times about the event. You know, what are you going to get out of it? What are we going to be doing? What are you expected to do? This is not just about me posting every day and you taking all of it and you don't have any accountability. And usually I'll do some kind of video. Darla always laughs at me because I'm always making videos. But then once they get in the group, I talk about how the challenge groups are very much like this, but it's even more accountability. It's more challenges. It's more just being honest and having that person that's gonna, you know, keep your toes to the line of, did you work out today? Did you drink your shake? And that usually helps. They're getting better. When I first started them, they were a disaster, but it's much better than it was. So I kind of have a system to it now, and just tweaking it every time I do it. So
I feel like there's always a learning curve with everything new we try. So it's good. Everybody says try and fail, you know, and see how we're doing. So
this, I think the pyramid, because I had several people ask me about that one. And all I did was snag them off of Pinterest. So we have a different pyramid every day for 5 days.
I love that idea. I'm like writing that down right now.
So because I'd never done a pyramid before, and my son, who's in the Air Force,
was here last summer, and we went to the gym, and he was explaining how it works. And he has this one particular one that he was doing, getting ready to go to boot camp. I thought I was going to die, but it was so good. I thought, yeah, I like this. Now I understand what that is when you're doing a pyramid. And so
go live
Pinterest is loaded with them.
You should go live and do a little explanation in that. Maybe
If you
how to do a pyramid.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, can you do a video about how to do a pyramid?
And to be honest, I thought you meant pyramid food. I didn't know you were talking about fitness. So I'm going to write fitness, not food.
If you go into Pinterest and type in pyramid workout.
Pyramid, okay.
It'll give you, it's just one after another. Okay. But it'll give you a list of like, Kyle's was a little bit different, and I'll have to make a video to explain that one. But it'll give you a list of like, you got to do 25 jumping jacks, 10 burpees, 30-second plank, and it'll give you a list of like 8 different exercises.
Okay.
You do them all. You take a 1-minute break, and then you do them all again.
Okay.
You just do them simultaneously. Just one.
That sounds brutal. I love it.
Yeah, it is. But Kyle's was a little bit different. You did 8 of each. There was 4 exercises. You did 8 of each. And then the next round, it was 16 of each. And then 24, and then 32. And then you went backwards. You did 32, you did 24, you did 16, you did 8, and you were done.
That's pretty aggressive.
It took about 45 minutes, and I was drenched. But I was determined I was going to keep up with him. I couldn't walk the next day. It was good.
Awesome. And Pamela, first, so for people who don't know Pamela, she is now certified ×2 and super awesome, and has an amazing story that I loved reading in Synergy. She's fabulous. So I cannot wait to hear a little bit of her feedback too.
Well, thank you. So it's just really a privilege. The way I see it, it's a privilege to be in Beachbody. It is, I was very skeptical about Beachbody at first. And, it's a great company. So I think I think Pam had actually, I wanted to say, I really got a lot out of what everybody said, Brianne and Amanda. So thank you. And Pam brought up something, and I kind of wanted her to share it with Amanda, because you didn't get to hear it, but it was like, she brought up this thing, what if I did like 2 or 3 steps of size, on a video, and then sort of had like maybe a week or maybe like a 2-week group of just a free group where people could learn how to dance, because it really is cool once you put it all together. So, Pam, can you talk about that again? And then that's all I had to say.
Go ahead, Pam.
If you go to Shaun T's page, about 2 weeks ago, he did a thing where he taught you 2 8 counts, 2 different 8 counts every day. And by Friday, you could do the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's what she's talking about. I told her, I said, if she would do that on her page,
that
she teaches size now, that would give people a little bit of insight into size. Sometimes people can be really intimidated watching Shaun do it.
But one question though, Pam, do you want me to do that should I do that on my personal page, or just?
I would do a private.
If I were you,
I would do it. I would do that, like create an event or create a private group, like do a public invite about it, and like do a picture of you with like size, or like you doing a move or something or whatever. And then say like, I have become so passionate about teaching, both, Country Heat and Size Live. That way you're advertising that without really, announcing it officially, just being like, I'm loving doing this, and I would love to give back a little bit, and I want to show you how much fun this is, and I would love to create a group, a 5-day free group, and then you can personally connect with people a little bit more, and then they can work it all together in a private group. That way people can kind of try it and, you know, have that private group to feel more comfortable to maybe film themselves doing it. Well, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would be kind of fun. I would totally, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be
Well,
great.
the other thing she could do is she could do it on her business page, your like page, and share it on your personal.
I was just gonna say that because then you can tag yourself in it and it'll move the traction through your personal page.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
That's
Great.
a great idea.
Thanks, Pamela. That was a good idea.
And that'll get people like dancers, like Amanda can talk about that because that's one of her kind of target markets is dancers. And, you know, that is something that I'm sure like a lot of dancers would really be interested in. It's kind of like, well, what is this, you know, feeling skeptical. And then they could have a lot of fun doing that. Darla, welcome. So they could have a lot of fun doing that. That would be a blast. Amanda, have you tried something like that at all? I don't know if are you size certified? Sorry, here, okay. Oop, I just muted you again. Sorry. There you go.
I'm not size certified. I was Turbo Kick certified, but I have thought about doing that. I haven't done it yet, but I was doing Shanti's thing that Pam was talking about. That was really cool. No, we actually started something where Cece was doing, like Cece was leading a workout once a week. She was doing like a Facebook Live video.
Oh,
so
fun.
she was just leading something that she did. I think she's still awake. I need to put her to bed. Something that she was doing in PE. So she wanted everybody else to do the workout, but she was like, we're going to do it every week, but we've only done one. So no, that's a really good idea though. I think I might do that.
That's a good way to bring people into a private group that's free and add that fun, like a fun value instead of just value, like what is clean eating? Here's some workouts you can do at home, but yeah, something like fun, you know?
Yeah, no, I like that. I think that's a really good idea. And I think, tell me if I'm wrong, when you're doing a Facebook Live video, does it show it in reverse?
In reverse.
It's not mirror image, right?
Right. Okay. It does show it in reverse.
Yeah.
Does it? I feel like it does, but I can't remember now.
So if we're going to the right, we tell them go to your left, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. So like step right.
5, 6, 7, like 8, yeah.
Pamela,
I feel like I should test this with you guys first before we should test it with
Pamela,
each other.
if you want to create a group and then like add some coaches and then we'll go through it with you for a week and then see how it works. Like just kind of, we'll just kind of like stumble through it for the week and then try it. You can delete all the content after and then leave the group and then, you know, and you can either leave coaches in to, you know, add comments or film their own videos of it or whatever. But that would be fun for like us to see how you want to do that. And then for us to give feedback for what would help or like, like, oh, you were saying go right, but you were really going left. And, you know.
Yeah. And all of us can participate. And then even Cece, you know, she could even be involved in it and she would teach us a lot, I'm sure. So,
yeah, I would love to do a group like that. So if you want to do like a test group where we can try it out.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do a 1 week.
Yeah. Pamela, then why don't you, if you're okay with this, then, why don't you create the group and do your thing? Like you're going to do it for a group and then add like coaches and then you just kind of lead it and we'll do it with you and we'll just like jump in and like be your challengers.
Okay.
So
we'll just do a test group. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. And then, Pamela, did you want to say anything else about anything that you've said to challengers or anything about like closing them or any sort of deadline or what you say when you're inviting people?
Well, my big thing is I really need to get my before and after pictures out there. And I'm still a little nervous about that. So
can I give a little bit of, can I say something on that?
Yeah.
If that's okay. So I'm like swiping back so I can see who I'm talking to. Okay. So the first time that I posted my before and after pictures, I had finished 3 rounds of Brazil butt lift and I had finished P90X and I was starting Turbo Fire for the first time. And my coach told me to, like, I sent them to her. I formatted them. I put before and after, like I did everything and it was beautiful. They were like, I don't even think I did. I think I had somebody else do it. Like, they were perfect. They looked so good. They looked super professional. And it was just the act of posting it that scared the crap out of me. And, and I sent it to my coach, and I was like, here are my pictures. She's like, well, what's your story? What's your write-up? So I sent her the whole write-up, and she's like, you've done all the work. All you have to do is put it on there and push the button. And so I had it on there, and I had it loaded on the computer, and I just didn't hit post. And I just stared at it for like 2 hours. I was like, I can't do this. I wanted to throw up. I was so scared. And finally, the guy I was dating at the time reached over and clicked my computer. And I was like, what did you do? And I like stood up and ran around the room. I was freaking out. And it was done. He was like, just walk away. Just walk away from it. Just go away. Close the computer. Just get away. And I had such an amazing response to that. And I thought, why was I so scared to be vulnerable and to let other people see that I'm human too? And I got so much positive feedback and people who are asking for help. And I think that was like one of my biggest months, was because I can tell you all day long that I work out, but when I finally show you what I've done, people see you every day. They're not necessarily seeing the changes that are being made, but when you show like 0 to 90, it's shocking, especially if you have a really good transformation. So my challenge to you would be to send it to your coach, let your coach read through your story, exactly what you would post, not like, hey, Catherine, this is what my thing is, but like write it verbatim. And this is what I would post. This is the picture. And then just post it and walk away. And we used to say, like, if it's out of your comfort zone, if you feel like you're going to throw up from it, that's where you need to be. That's where you grow. Because if you feel safe with it, you're not growing. You're not going to grow your business. You're not going to grow as a person. You're not going to grow as a coach. And you're not there to help people as much as you can be. So if it makes you sick to your stomach, and that's why you're not posting it, that's a good thing. But you just have to, or give someone your password and just let them post it for you. You don't know what's happening. You just have to jump over that threshold. Another
important point is, if you're waiting for like a really banging after photo, what's interesting is, so like Valentina couldn't make it on the call tonight, but she'll tell you herself, she's had a couple of issues with some of her challengers because they're like, well, you can't possibly see where I'm coming from because you already eat clean. You eat perfectly clean. She eats cleaner than me. Let me just be real here. She eats way cleaner than me. And you're basically like perfect. You're the star coach. And, but they didn't see her a couple of years ago having flare-ups constantly in her joints, having, being basically hungover, for a food hangover the next 2 days to recover. I mean, they didn't see that. Of course, she wasn't a coach back then, and it's taken many years for her to develop that. But even when she started her journey with Beachbody, she still was kind of in denial with herself about making some food choices. And so some of her challengers have mentioned that, she's like not as relatable, because they didn't see that. They just see this Valentina, on a pedestal type thing. You know what I mean? Like they see her now as like a star coach, basically, like eats clean, like 98% of the time. And, so it's good to share your journey along with it too, instead of just like before and after, and all of a sudden, like everything's perfect and you're good. Because then your followers, which I know you're going to gain a lot of followers, especially with your teaching dance and stuff. I mean, oh my gosh, Pamela, you're on like the fast track, and I'm so proud of you. And, you want to share, along with your journey too, because it's so relatable, and it really like brings you to like their level. And it's like, okay, like I can now open up to you because I see where you were, or where you were at even fairly recently or something. And it's just so relatable. I just can't, express that enough, only because it's recently, I've been pretty open with my journey. So most people follow mine fine, but for someone who didn't, it really does make a difference. So I definitely encourage you to share that, even if it's just with current challengers. If you're not comfortable on your public page or anything, like don't always wait for the final after photo. Like share along your struggles, because they're important. And you have such a way with words. I loved your post in Synergy. Oh my gosh. They're fabulous. Yeah. So Pamela, did you want to say anything else?
I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for all the feedback.
Of course. And I'm super stoked for that group. I'm really stoked for that. That'll be so much fun. And I've only done a little bit of size itself. I want to do the entire program, but I'm excited to learn from you.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. So, Darla, welcome. So as we posted in in our group about what Brianne was talking about, we kind of have been going round robin about what you have said that's worked for you with like a deadline message, reminding someone, hey, here's the deadline for a challenge group or something, what you've said that works for you, or an initial invite that you found really works for you, or something that you feel is natural, because I know you and I have talked about that, like not wanting to be robotic and wanting to be genuine, but it can be hard sometimes. So, did you want to throw in anything?
Unfortunately, I didn't catch all of Brianne's program today, so I need to go back. I know, I'm sorry. There's only so much of me that can be spread in a 15-hour period before I cut somebody. But the one thing I did want to say too is, when we're talking, I think what you're saying is that, when you're messaging someone, how you kind of close the conversation.
Invite or close a deal with someone, finalize their stuff, make sure that they're ready and they're set up and they have their challenge pack stuff. Brianne had mentioned what she says to someone like, hey, like, I hope you're having a beautiful day. She had this great line. I'm not going to be able to repeat it verbatim because it was so fabulous, but, I would love to help you reach your goal, and I'm excited to have you in the group. I've saved you a spot. Did you want to, get everything set up today and reserve your spot, or did you want to give it up to somebody else? That was kind of what she had said. So I didn't know. We kind of were just sharing about invites that we feel like have worked for us, that have also sounded authentic, and less, salesy stuff, copy paste, and then also how to close that, how to approach that. So I didn't know what has worked for you, or if you have any feedback on that.
I think the one thing that's worked for me is when I'm talking to a challenger, potential challenger, potential coach, potential customer, however you want to say it, is I start asking them, what are the things that are bothering you? I try to find out their why, why are they, I try to make a notation in a notebook. They've commented on a post I've made. They've commented because of an inbox message I've had. And what is that? So I have a conversation of what is it that they're trying to achieve, in their life. And it might be, I might be wanting to hit SC, whatever that month. But one thing that has worked, I guess sustainably has worked for me, is if I don't connect to something inside of their heart and their soul, then we're not playing here. The women who are like, I just want to buy a challenge pack. I want to be in a challenge group. I want to do this. And let's go. They're the ones that you don't have a lot of communication with. And it's the ones that may not have bought a darn thing from you. They want to be in a free group, and they're the ones messaging you. So you try to find, for me, what is that one thing? Is it, I want to fit into that pair of jeans by Christmas. I want to go to a Christmas party and wear that little black dress. I want to be the person that is so tired of second guessing themselves, looking in the mirror and not liking what they see. So for me, it is that's the thing. So when they're hedging on not wanting by the challenge pack, it's a fear. And we'll talk about that. What is preventing you from doing this? What is it? You said you were like all gangbusters until that last little closing thing, what is holding you back? What has stopped you? And I think eventually it comes back to, and I understand this completely. They said, what if I tried this and this is the last thing that I tried and this didn't work? What do I have left? And I'm like, what if this is the last thing that you tried and this did work? What if it works in a way that you never expected? So when I go back and kind of touch base back in with their why and what is fueling them, that's kind of, I think that's more my why. Actually came back in a time hop. Was it yesterday or Tuesday? that a challenger had actually sent me a photograph of her in the dressing room wearing this beautiful red gown that her husband was taking her to the symphony. And she's like, I'm in a size 6. I haven't been in a size 6 in forever. You know, I've been like hanging out in a size 12, 14 and existing. And, you know, because of this, I'm in a size 6. Because of this, I'm running again. Because of this, I'm going to put on a red dress, not a oversized black dress, and hide, but I want to stand out. And so it's that for me. And so I think sometimes if, you know, you're setting up on a bunch of invitations and, you know, you're like hoping you get a lot of people to have feedback, if there's not that connection and you're not becoming invested, then it's you just, yes, you're forming, and yes, you're not trying to talk to anybody to like get a sale, but you've got to find out. It's like my new challenge group is starting. It's like you have to be able to get into the mindset of falling in love with yourself again and wanting that for yourself.
I love that. That was awesome. And that's a good point, is asking what's holding you back after you take people. Cause I think that's a big thing and a big frustration is people, you know, you put a lot of time into someone and then when it comes down to it, then you get no response, or you get a, maybe next time after all of that. And it's like, well, what's holding you back? I really liked that.
For coaches too, working your business, what's holding you back? You know, and that fear of what if I give it 150% of my all and it was never good enough and I have absolutely nothing to fall back on.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That was fabulous. You're prolific as always. And Danette, I know that you are a newer coach. I didn't know if you had gone through a new coach training yet or how new you were. Did you want to share anything? We usually do like a little round robin after someone does a speech, unless it's a longer something or other, then we shorten them. But did you have anything to say?
No, I was just kind of watching and hanging out. I'm very new. I've started about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And all of it's very interesting, but right now I enjoy, watching you and where you guys are going. But I mean, I feel like I need to see what it's all about first and, see how it works for me and everything. But before I can explain a lot to everybody else, but listening to you guys helps a lot. And
Good.
Pam, sends me messages every day and talks to me, and, she's very supportive and talks about the coaching and stuff, but I'm just in the very beginning stages. So
Of course. Well, welcome. Yeah. Don't feel intimidated. I just I like to include everybody. So I like to at least, say hi and give anyone a chance to talk.
Yeah, I watched last week, but I wasn't like actually in the group, but I have paid attention and watched everything. So.
Awesome. Well, welcome. And to everybody that's watching the recording, there's a few other new coaches and ads to it. Welcome.
Hold on, Catherine. What about you?
Oh, well, I thought
Pamela's like raising her hand over there.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Wait, where are we? I lost you, Pamela. All right, you're unmuted, Pamela.
Danette is a badass. And her first assignment is she's reading Badass.
Oh, awesome. It is a great book. That is a fabulous book.
I've started it. I still have some to go.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Go
Yes.
ahead.
I'm working on it.
Good. That is so great. Good. I love that was my first personal development book, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's a great book to start with.
Good.
Hey, Danette, I will be in your neck of the woods next week.
Come see me.
I just saying, we need to get together.
I'm ready. Let me know.
Next week, I am escaping North Carolina as fast as I possibly can.
When are you coming?
I'm going to be in Suches.
Yeah.
From Monday through Thursday, and then back in Sandy Springs area Thursday through Saturday, I think. Or
and
Friday.
Then the week after in California with me and Catherine.
I wish.
Yeah.
Well,
call me or text me and let me know. I could definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe next Friday we can go do something.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Great.
Sounds perfect.
So Brianne, I thought I kind of piggybacked on yours, what I've said. Usually, I give a deadline. So for a deadline, I say something like, hey, so-and-so, I usually wait about a day. I don't like to wait too long because then I feel like I've just ignored them for a week until I need them, and then I send them a message. So I usually wait just a day to let them like think about it, talk to their spouse, whatever. And I say, hey, Amanda, I just wanted to check in with you. I'm finalizing everyone in the group because our deadlines, I don't say the word deadline. Maybe I should to add some urgency, but I say I'm finalizing everybody in our next group that starts Monday. And I wanted to check in with you and ask if you were ready to begin with us. And I usually try to end it with some sort of a question because then they have something to respond to instead of ignoring. Because that's a pet peeve of mine. I hate when people ignore my messages and don't at least just like say a response. I'm working on a new me, not because the old me is, so I can't read this corner. Can you just read it out loud, Pamela?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm working on a new me, not because the old me is bad, but because the old me can improve. Right?
Oh, yeah. I love that. And yeah, so what I say, something to that effect, it's just, are you ready to join with us? And if they say, no, not this month, or no, I have now been redirecting them and saying, well, if you would like, I have a new group, or I have a group that I provide free content every month. We do 5 to 7 days of a free challenge, and you are welcome to join that. And you do ignore me all the time, Darla. And I would love for you to join that so that you can get something from one of my groups. So that way I can still remain in contact with them without it being systematic. Like I just, the next following month, I just follow up with them and say, hey, I have another group. You ready for that one? That way I'm still chatting with them each month, providing free content so that they also get to know me, because I do a lot of live videos in my free groups to kind of show me, my personality. And so yeah, that's what I do. And that's where I have gone is I've now kind of redirected people that say no to the free groups that I can continue a conversation with them. So that's what I say. Does anybody have any more last minute stuff before we close out? Everybody's good? Okay. I know half of you are ready to go to bed, seeing as it's late there. But I am so glad that everybody was able to make it to the call. For everyone listening to the recording, I'm so glad and grateful that you made this a priority to listen. And I hope that you got something from each of us, especially Brianne. Brianne, thank you so much for parting some of your wisdom to us. And I hope that we can all take action on all of this. And inviting, it's something very important, especially during the last quarter. The last quarter is so, so important. And I know it's easy to let things slide during the holidays, but really make you, yourself, your team, and your potential challengers and your current challengers a priority. And January will be amazing. So I hope you guys have a beautiful evening, and we will talk later. Bye.